Welcome home to St. Anne's. We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
So I did acknowledge the day, and I put it on the front of the bulletin. So I feel like we've acknowledged it, right? But I do think it's important to talk about because if you were anywhere but St. Anne's, this is a huge high holy day. And I think it's something that we're a little bit confused here in the United States about what to do with the whole monarchy thing. Like, we spend a lot of time overthrowing monarchy, but we also spend a lot of time finding random people in our society to put up like they are the monarchy. I'm looking at Mahomes and Brittany. Right now, Taylor. I mean, I thought she had better taste than that, but whatever. This is what's going to get me fired. I could literally break any theological rule in here, but don't cross the Chiefs. Especially not on Red Sunday, y'all. Okay, anyway, let's talk about Christ the King, because I think it is important. It's a very confusing topic for us, and we're not really sure 100% what to do with it. So in a lot of churches, this is the time that we break out all the good stuff, one last hurrah before Advent begins. Did you know Advent starts next Sunday? Get ready. It is upon us. Okay. But what do we do with that? And I think it is the ultimate in low church Sundays. I'm going to tell you why. You ready? Because Christ is King. The glory and all the stuff goes to God. And you and I wrestle with that because there's a piece of us that wants to be important, right? We want to break out the really cool stuff every once in a while, use the nice dishes, break out all that good stuff. We want to feel important. But what if I tell you we're not? We're not. And this is a Sunday when we are reminded that we are not important. Ooh, that's tough to hear, right? But what if I tell you all the stuff that we try to add importance to really doesn't matter? All the gilding and all the stuff that we like to wear and all the cars that we like to drive and the stained glass windows. I literally, during the bishop search, they were like, you could put stained glass in here. I was like, oh, are we got any kids here? No. There was another word that went before the no, but I'll know I get in trouble when I cuss during sermons, so I'm not going to. But we have this urge to do all that stuff, right? And I'll tell you why we have the urge to do it, because it's a distraction. If you and I are focused by all the stuff, think about it. When we get ready for Christmas, there's so much stuff, right? We get busy with all the things that we have to do. All the stuff, all the stuff, all the stuff. Christ the King, we get all this stuff out. There's all this stuff we're going to get out, and all this stuff we're going to do. The reason we do that is because it's a distraction, because the gospel is hard. It's super, super hard because it is this simple. When you do it for someone else, you do it for God. We want to get distracted by all the beauty of the Vatican. And we get distracted by all the cool sermons and all the fun music and all the stuff and all the trappings and all the wrapping paper and all these things. Because what if we really look dead face in the gospel and we hear how you treat one another is how you treat God? Ooh. Suddenly it gets a lot more attractive to think about copes and fancy cars and stained glass windows and incense and all that other stuff, because that's easier. It's easier to get distracted by other things. Money is a lot nicer to get distracted by than how we treat one another. And it's really this simple. God is king. You and I are not. There is no monarchy. There is no power. There is nothing but God. Does that change things? Because if we don't get to be distracted by that, if we don't get to be distracted by Buckingham Palace and all the stuff, all the big ornate, cathedrals and all this stuff, the bells and the music and all the stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love the bells and the music, don't get me wrong. But that's not the gospel. Jesus didn't come with all that stuff. Jesus came with the words, how you treat one another is how you treat God. God is king, that's it. You and I are just here to serve God. And how we serve God is how we serve one another. Not all the stuff. And it is really this simple. God says this. Okay, so when you go out there, when you leave these doors, how you treat people that you don't know, how you treat people you do know and don't like, because you have those people, don't you? Am I the only person who has those people who are like, ooh, do I have to be nice to that one? And God's like, yeah. And I'm like, but like that one? And God's like, yeah. And I'm like, ooh, like, have you met that one? Like, ooh. And God says, no, how you treat that one is how you treat me. Can you see how much more fun it is to get distracted by vestments? Yeah. Can you see how much more fun it is to get distracted by cool cars and stained glass and incense? Have you seen the Pope Mobile? It's adorable. How do I get one of those? I mean, the man has red Versace shoes. They're Pope shoes. I want Pope shoes. I have like 8-year-old boots, but it's fine. I know there's so much cool stuff out there. So now do you see why we get distracted by all of it? Now do you see why we get distracted by all the presents we have to buy and all the decorating we got to do and all the stuff? Because if you look dead face in the fact that Jesus shows up in the way that Jesus shows up, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to realize that if we were that inn owner, we'd probably be like, you gotta go. You're the wrong color, you're the wrong income level, and you got here the wrong way. Get out. Better to break out the incense, huh? But what if God says, I'm king? I'm the only one who needs the vestments. I'm the only one who needs the incense. I'm the only one who needs the stained glass windows. I'm the only one who needs the nice stuff. What if we realize that? Does that change how we do things? I hope so. I really, truly do hope so. And at the very least, next year you could go to a high church for Christ the King. They got nice stuff, guys.
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
Oh, and cupcakes. I know, I will say we put on a pretty good spread. What? Cupcakes are better? Cupcakes are definitely better than incense.